Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Skydrift. Skydrift is an aerial combat / racing game where you fly various kinds of propeller plane and attempt to outwit your rivals in a sky race. It's by a company called Digital Reality. For some of you, that might be familiar. For me, it certainly is, because this is a really weird departure for them. They made certain space strategy games that you might remember called Imperium Galactica 2, as well as, I can't even pronounce this word properly. I'm hoping I'm getting this right. I probably won't be. Hegemony? Is it that? Legions of Iron and the Solon Heritage. Whatever the case, I'm sure someone will correct me on the pronunciation. That's not a word I use all that often, guys. Come on, give me a credit. Anyway. This is a multi-platform sky racing game by these guys, which is a weird departure from that strategy thing. I mean, these guys have been around for a while. You know, the original Imperium Galactica was, what, like 98, maybe? Something along those lines. They've been around for a while, so it's an interesting choice for them, but let's see if it's any good. So this actually came out in September on PSN and Xbox Live, and just came out a couple of weeks back on Steam. So it's been in the backlog for a while. I've been wanting to try it out because I love planes. Planes are awesome. So before we start, we'll have a quick look at the options. I have to say, let me just find it for a second. This is, it's not that, it's under here, yes. Pretty sure there was one of these options that was absolutely terrible and actually involved you using, yeah, I think they've changed it now because I've flicked it over to keyboard, but before I was on keyboard, it was requiring me to navigate the menus via the use of the 8 and 2 buttons, which is a tad odd. There is no mouse control here, as you can probably tell. Input devices are available here. The keyboard, once I set it to the keyboard, it allowed me to use the arrow keys properly in order to set up the various different video settings, as you can see right there. There's a few options there. No windowed mode, which is a bit of a kick, but yeah, that's kind of common in a lot of games these days, unfortunately. Now, I've tried the tutorial, and what I did discover is that it's quite hard to control with the keyboard. It's not impossible, but it's pretty tricky. So I'm going to switch over to 360 pad for this. There we go. Which is going to suck, because I'm now going to have to relearn all the controls that I just learned with the other thing. Thankfully, it looks like these are fairly simplistic. Boost. That's that one. Okay. Power up. Convert power up to boost. Okay. Boost is that. Right. I'm sure I can figure it out. I probably can't figure it out. So, this is kind of Wipeout style. Let's make sure I actually confirm that. It's kind of Wipeout style in the sense that it is a combat racing game. So, you will be doing various maneuvers in order to get ahead of your opponents, but you will also be fighting off power-ups. So, Mario Kart in the sky, I suppose, is a good way of describing this. I'm going to play a couple of levels of the campaign, I think, and I'm going to show you the multiplayer, which is where the meat of this game actually is. So, let's do this one. Stage 1. There are quite a lot of stages available, as you can see. There's all of those stages there, and there are multiple races in each one. So, we'll just do a power race to start with on Lagoon. That sounds like a good way to start. Now, you do have the option of selecting a wide variety of different planes. Some of these are actually part of a DLC pack. Since this game has been out for a couple of months, so there are a couple of DLC available for it, and I think some of these planes that I've got here are DLC. You can also unlock planes later on, so let's pick a plane, shall we? That one looks pretty fast and awesome. Some of these plane designs are quite fantastic. Apparently this one is really quick, but my god, there's no way I'm going to be able to control that in a million sodding years. So I might end up going for that one. That looks pretty cool. There's also a bunch of skins available that you can unlock. I'm liking that one. Let's go with that. It disappoints me that there aren't enough arcadey flying games, because I have fond memories of a game that hopefully a lot of you should remember, called Crimson Skies, which was goddamn fantastic, I might add. This game does kind of remind me of that just a little bit, as it turns out. Just in the way that the plane designs are a little bit weird. Alright, okay, so that's the power-up. Right, good. I actually have the right button for that. And boost is A. Yeah, this is very, very logical controls. Now, the first thing that I would say about it is that this game feels really good in terms of the way that it handles. Doesn't feel good with the keyboard, I'll tell you that for a fact, but with the pad, it feels absolutely stellar. The planes handle in a really nice arcade fashion that reminds me very much of Crimson Skies. A little bit of Dogfighter as well. I think you can easily bring that up as a comparison. Okay, let's, someone's trying to pester me. Shields are up, so all is good in that regard. Now, you do also have a boost function. You gain this by doing stunts, which include hugging the ground, and you can do what's called a knife edge turn. Now, the way that the controls work here is that the knife edge turn is done with the right analog stick. If you use the keyboard, which is inadvisable but not impossible, then you do it with the, I think it's the WS and DE keys, and then you can combine it with the cursors. So it's a bit of an interesting mechanic that's got going on. Ah, God. Interesting mechanic there, and it takes a bit of getting used to. It takes much less getting used to if you happen to be using the controller. The controller makes much more sense. It does also have joystick support, so it actually detected my Real Arcade 3, things like that, so I could use... Not that I want to really use an analog fight stick for it, I've got to say. That sounds a bit weird, but I could also use, like, my Logitech Attack 3, and for instance, I could also crash myself into the side of this if I so... Why am I doing this? This is completely illogical. Alright, okay, let's get a lock on this bastard. There we go. Have it.
Starting the last lap.
Basically, my first impressions of this is a ton of fun. As in, it's fast, and I'm actually flying one of the slowest planes in the game here. This only had like a speed 2 rating, if I recall correctly. It's fast, it's fun, it's Mario Kart style, and there's a lot of different game modes available as well. You can go on for a full-on deathmatch, but there's a lot of different tracks, a lot of different power-ups. Perhaps I'd like a few more power-ups. Like, I think there's only 6, but you can also collect 2 levels of each. God damn it. And that's fantastic, as you can actually power up the power-up if you hold onto it and get a better version. So if I, say, click this, I get a much better cannon. So anyone tries to get past me here, oh, they're going to regret it, son. Yes, they are. Okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'll just get on your tail, and then horrible things are about to happen to you. Ha-ha! Unleash the power. There you go. You can sod off as well, thank you very much. Yes, thank you, Mr. Announcer Man. There we go. It is, you can't really do knife edge turns while also boosting, unless you happen to be an octopus. If you are an octopus, this game is definitely for you. If you're not, then you're not going to be able to press all the buttons simultaneously, although you can rebind them if you like. But I think it's kind of designed that way. You're not supposed to be boosting and doing the so-called knife edge turn as well. Speaking of knife edge turn, let's go in knife edge past the mine. No, I was a bit too close. Never mind. Whoa, okay. And yes, you can do little stunts there to gain you more energy. Ah, damn it. Very nice. I am the first now, which is an odd way of saying things. And apparently accelerating into the side of a mountain is a terrible idea. Ah! Why am I doing this? I was doing so well. I think I'm overestimating the maneuverability of this aircraft. Alright. This is a really fun arcade racer. Like, genuinely enjoyable. It helps that it's got really cool looking planes. Ooh, I've looked at a skin for the Skyline Mach 2. You know what? I don't care. I'll use a different one. I also got a bunch of badges. I don't know what these actually unlock at all, but apparently they give you stuff. So, awards! Yay! I'm interested to know what Survivor is. I'm gonna give that a try. Let's see what that's all about. That's what Reverse Avalanche is the track. Should we try the super fast one? Yeah, let's do something really stupid and fly the fastest plane I have access to. Make sure you're not in last place when the countdown reaches 0. Oh, okay, it's that elimination kind of mode. Okay, that's cool.
Race starting.
Bring it, fools, bring it. I will never be in last place with a plane of this caliber. Look at this thing, it's amazing. All right, let's... well, okay, no power. Okay, this thing handles in an interesting fashion. Yes, definitely interesting. But my God, has it got a lot of speed on it. There we go, okay. Switch power up. Fires and missiles. Oh, look, an appropriate time to actually say that. Let's not put acceleration under Christ. I picked an advanced plane and I am now regretting it. Oh, God. This thing moves quickly. That's a mine. There we go. Ah! Get in there. Okay, repairs. Good. Okay, I'm back on full health. And stupid bloody plasma balls. Here, you can have my plasma ball. Surprise! So it's around there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Damn right I have. Oh, Jesus. Right, can I... What's the button to sync that power up? I can't remember. There's... Ah, jeez. There's a button you can use to actually change the power up into boost, which is kind of handy. But I just don't know what that button is. I've forgotten. So I guess we're sticking with that at the minute. More mines. More missiles. Everything I have in his general direction. There we go. Yeah, this is a really satisfying game. Incredibly satisfying. It's so much fun to play. The actual amount of speed you can get up. It is Mario Kart in the sky. And, you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm very surprised that we haven't seen more games of that style. Or Blur in the sky, if you want to go for that. I'll probably go with Mario Kart, honestly. It's got a... I don't know what's going on with the voice acting. Like, you are the first now. What? It's a very, very odd way of talking to somebody. Jesus, he's quick. Okay. Turns out I turned in the wrong direction. I'm sorry, but you are going to have to go down. I'm quite frankly sick of you. Whoa, okay. That perhaps wasn't the optimal way of going, but it got me where I needed to go. Repairs, the repairs. It's hard to even commentate because the action is so freaking hectic. I want to go online after this and check on the modes that are available there. I think that's what's going to be happening. There we go. Feeling good now. Yeah, the various stunts you can do to earn boosts do give a certain amount of depth to the game, and the fact that there is now a skill ceiling. It's not just about racing, it's about racing as stylishly as you can in order to gain the maximum amount of bonus. Oh, that's how you sink it. Alright, cool. Alright, that's a mine. Can we not hit that? No, we're going to hit that anyway. Okay, never mind. You can probably tell from my reviews that I really like arcade racing games. I'm pretty much a massive fan of them. So it shouldn't really surprise you that I enjoy this, but this is actually really well executed. And I can definitely approve of it as a direct result. Especially considering the price tag. I mean, you're talking about a $10 game here. It's, I think, about $5 more for the DLC, which consists of some extra tracks, and there's some extra planes and things as well. So I think that's how I unlock this thing. Okay, I'm alive for the minute, but this guy is really starting to piss me off. So let's see if we can get it. We got a lock. God, I hope that's a lock. Hit him, hit him. There we go. You mad? You mad? I'm mad. I'm assuredly mad at this point. Right, okay, get the missiles. He's ahead again. He's bloody ahead again. Aha, this should slow you down. This plane is amazing and also really hard to control. And also boost makes it go a bit insane. I like the motion blur effect. It's really, really nice in the background. I mean, it's not the prettiest looking game ever. Like, for instance, there's some kind of weird pop-in sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. There's some weird pop-in with some of the objects, like the boats, for instance, on Lagoon were popping in at weird angles, but the terrain isn't popping in. That's the main thing. Terrain popping in racing games is awful because you can't see where you're freaking going. But it is a really fun, frantic combat racer. Incredibly so. All right. Let's check out the online, shall we? Why not? You see the downloadable content there. I am signed into Sodding Steam. I guess it's because I got my friends off or something like that. You got achievements there as well. Alright, let's see if I can quick match. Alright, straight into that one. I don't know if anyone's actually playing this. That's the problem. It's always the issue with games like this. You try out the online mode and there's nobody playing it and you get really, really disappointed at everything. Have a look at some of the other planes while we're waiting. See if anyone comes in. Tri-Wing has great boost power, it would seem. That's a nice looking plane there. Some good designs, I like them very much. Once again, giving me reminders of Crimson Skies. It supports up to 8 players online, by the way. Unfortunately, it looks like, once again, it's another game that doesn't have a player base. And you know what? A lot of the times, you find a game that doesn't really deserve it, because it hasn't marketed itself properly, it's not really particularly good. This game, I think, is really awesome. Honestly, it really is, and the price tag's fair as well, so I would certainly play more of this. I really would. I mean, I've got a lot of love for digital reality, if I'm totally honest, because of how much I enjoyed Imperium Galactica and Imperium Galactica 2 and Hegemony, or whatever the hell the sodding word is. I'll find out after this video, but this is an interesting departure for them, and you know what? It's really fun. It is a really, really, really good game for what it is. Obviously, it's limited in terms of what it is, but aside from that, the only qualms I've really got is that obviously, you know, it is a console port, so some of the menu controls are a bit dodgy. No mouse control here and there. The video settings could, I suppose, be better. There are some options, but there's no windowed mode. And the other thing that I've got an issue with as well. Oh, there it is. I knew it was there. Yeah, look at that. The 8 and 2 to scroll up and down there is a little crazy, but you can also do that, so it's not too big a deal. But the only other issue I've got is that it's not too easy to control with the keyboard. An Xbox 360 pad is ideal. Any joystick would be ideal. Keyboard is not impossible, but it is a bit of a pain. I always recommend to people that they have a 360 pad, because to me it's almost as important as having a joystick used to be 10 years ago. Like, there were so many games that really you needed a joystick to play properly. Some you couldn't play without one. X-Wing v TIE Fighter was an example there. And these days I think a 360 pad is part of the essential arsenal for a PC player. I mean, they're not very expensive. They plug in directly via USB. They're really good control pads, aside from the D-pad, which is garbage. And you can use them for a wide variety of different titles that quite frankly work really well with them, such as like anything like, say, Darksiders or Devil May Cry, I feel, works better with a pad, and games like this as well, racing games, work better with an analog stick. So, Skydrift, ladies and gentlemen, available on Steam right now. There are 2 DLC packs there as well. Give the game a try. Seriously, I enjoyed the hell out of my play session here. I really think that this is worth a shot, and it's just such a shame that no one's playing it on PC. Especially considering it's a reasonable price tag as well. You know, it's a $10 game. It seems to be stacked up with content that's a good, enjoyable experience with something of a skill ceiling and a learning curve, but it's very easy to pick up initially. Also gives me nice nostalgic memories of Crimson Skies, and you know what? That's never a bad thing. So there you go, folks. Skydrift available on PS3, 360, and now PC on Steam right now. The cost is, I believe, £7 or $10, and I think it's €10 as well, if I remember correctly. Please do go and check that out. It's looking good. It's a nice, fun, enjoyable game as far as I'm concerned. My name's been TotalBiscuit, enjoying the hell out of Skydrift. I'll see you next time.